Welcome back to the channel, guys. Donnie D back at you. So today I'm going to talk about what is involved in a tile installation step by step. Pretty much all the steps. Stay tuned. Here we go. Step one. You got to source the material, right? You got to figure out, okay, I'm going to buy it at the box store, which I don't recommend, or am I going to go to a tile store, and what's my budget and things like that. So that's number one. You got to figure out what you want, get a design, go look around, and that takes time. Okay, that's number one. Number two, logistic. Wherever you buy the tile, you got to get the tile there. So a lot of places will deliver, some won't, but either way you have to get it to your home or place wherever the tile installation will be. You have to get it there, so you might have to pay for delivery. It might be included where you buy it. Figure that out. You could be getting, only 100 square feet of tile you could put in your car, or if you're getting hundreds or thousands, you definitely have to get it delivered and put on a pallet. Might have to stay in your garage or outside your home. So that's another step right there, just logistics of it, getting it there. Number three, inspecting. So when you get the tile, it happens all the time. Tile could be chipped in the box. You don't know until you open the box. So that just happens. Things get banged around. People that work in a warehouse or work, they're not getting paid much. They don't really care. So step number four, you're gonna have to clean the tile a lot of times, even right after you inspect it. Some of the tiles will have like a glazing on there or some kind of weight, so when they put them in the clay mold, they can remove them easily. A lot of times it's just like a white powder. You could take a wet sponge, damp sponge, wipe it off. But that's part of it too. There's a lot of steps here. Number five, sometimes before the installation you need to soak the tile. A lot these days, ceramic tile is getting very popular for backsplashes, even tubs. Pretty much anywhere on a wall, ceramic is getting pretty popular, and a lot of these ceramics are like a sponge, so they're real thirsty. So if you set them immediately right to your mortar, you might have a bonding problem. So what you want to do sometimes is soak them for a little bit, or at least get them a little bit wet to give them a drink, since they're so thirsty. Step number six, layout. The tile layout is extremely important because that's how the tile is going to look when it's all said and done. So this could take 5 minutes. This could take 2 days. It really depends on the layout that you choose for your tile installation. Number seven, cutting. A lot of tiles got to be cut. You got to cut to the corners, to all the perimeters. You got to go around valves, around this or that. So there's a lot of cutting that's involved with tile. A lot of times you have very few full tiles on the walls in the shower because you're going around this or that. So cutting, number seven. Now after all that, you got to set the tile. So setting, that's another step. Set the tile. You got to mix mortar, which you use in most cases. Very few do you use like a glue, like mastic. So you got to mix the mortar, find the correct mortar for the tile that you're using, and set the tile. Step number 9. After all the tile gets set, if you're using a stone, especially a porous stone, sometimes you got to seal it before you grout it. So before you do all that, you got to clean it as well. So after you get all done setting, the next day you come in, usually a little bit excess mortar here or there. So you got to go around and clean the face of the tile and all the grout joints. And then if it's stone again, you got to seal it. Number 10, after all that looks good, you got to grout the tile. Fill in the gaps in between the tile with the selected color grout that you want for your tile installation. So there you go, number 10, grouting. Number 11, again, once you get all the grouting done, usually I'll come in the next day and do a final cleaning with a microfiber, so everything is nice and polished up, everything is clean as possible with no grout haze anywhere, and so on. So another step, you got to clean it. Once all that's said and done, you got to get it nice and clean. That's number 11. Number 12, now once everything is done, you got to do some caulking. Now this has to do with tile installation almost anywhere. In a shower, you're going to have some siliconing to do. Where it meets painted surfaces, you're going to have to do some caulking, which is color matched caulk. Usually you can find for the grout you're using. that could be painted in those areas that need to be painted. Otherwise, if it's in a wet area, you're going to use a silicone most of the time. So step number 12, caulking, siliconing, so on. But remember guys, before the tile hits anywhere, the substrate needs to be prepped that the tile will be installed on. So that's a whole nother subject for another video, but it needs to be prepped before the tile hits it. That is it. And that's 12 steps of a tile insulation. So if you think this is a 1, 2, 3 thing, and it never is, there's a lot that goes involved with a tile insulation. Something that's going to last up to 50 years, believe it or not, when done correctly. So make sure, again, you choose the correct contractor for your project. Do not choose based on price. Choose based on your values and the type of contractor you're hiring. Not everyone can help everyone. So again, thanks for tuning in. This is Donnie with Donnie D's Tile and Remodeling out of Spotswood, New Jersey. We'll see you on the next video.